everyone, welcome back to our channel startupplanes.com. I'm Namrata and I'm taking interviews of the CEOs and founders of several innovative startups in India. In today's interview, I'll be talking to Dr. Satish Gosai, the proprietor of Govind Madhav Herbal Tea. He is the director and proprietor of Dr. Bharati Nursing Home in Delhi. Coming to Govind Madhav Herbal Tea, it is a herbal infused tea that maintains good health. It is in fact a substitute for black tea. You want to know more about the business and how he started it? Let's get into the video. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining today. I'm Namrata and I'll be taking your interview. But before we begin with the interview, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
See, my name is Dr. Satish Gosai. I'm 70 years of age and I reside in Harinagar, Delhi. I'm a medical graduate from Maulana Azad Medical College, passed out in 1973, means roughly 47 and a half years back. Thereafter, I had done my DNB in 1977. All these years, I have been working with my patients in LNJP, that was Irving Hospital earlier, GV Pant Hospital, Sir Gangaram Hospital, then CGHS dispensaries, then Safdarjung Hospital. Then ultimately in 1984, I started my own nursing home along with my wife, who is a gynecologist. Things were going very well. There was no problem at all. My medical practice was okay. All of a sudden, few incidents happened in my life. And that compelled me to ultimately come to this venture that I had to start a herbal tea, about which we are talking today, about which we will talk today.
All right.
My practice with patients, my attitude towards patient has been very, very humble, very polite, and my job was to reach the root cause of the problem, not superficially treat them. And this herbal tea is a help to it.
So, talking about the herbal tea and your brand, so how did you come up with the idea of it?
You see, it was 1982. I was working in a hospital. There we saw that the patient was not being diagnosed because of lack of facility of the investigative procedures. Like MRI was not there. I was working with neurology, brain specialization. MRI was not there, CT scan was not there. So it was only simple X-ray and myelogram facilities. We tried to diagnose the patient, but we were not able to do it. It was not possible. And one of my colleagues who had some knowledge of hypnotism, he said, "Doctor, let us hypnotize this patient and let us see that what does he have." He was a painter by profession, painting walls and painting doors and doing this whitewashing at home. So we took him to our room, our personal chamber. We hypnotized him. And during hypnotism, we found that he was Charan Singh. He converted to Vichitra Singh. He was 35 years of age. Now he became 75 years of age. He was staying in Uttam Nagar in Delhi. Then he said, I'm staying in Bhagda Nangal. It was a big surprise for me that he has gone into past life. Incidentally, those days, a picture of Rajesh Khanna and Hema Malini was in the market, Kudrat, where Rajesh Khanna and Hema Malini had gone into past life. So this was a very surprising thing for us. And we were worried also that if this man doesn't come to this life again, he stays in the past life, what will happen to us? Because government is not going to excuse us. But anyway, when the hypnotic effect was over, then he regained his consciousness. He became normal. Charan Singh, Uttam Nagar, painter. Everything was okay. Then we called his wife. His wife came. I said, "See, your husband has told us this and this thing. What do you say about it?" She says, "I know 2-3 things about him. He keeps a beard. We are Hindus who don't keep beards. We are Jat from Haryana. and he doesn't want me to cut it because Sikhs don't cut their beards. Then I ask him to go to the temple. He says, I'll go to a Gurdwara. When I ask him, where do you want to move holiday? He says, I'll go to Bhagada Nangal. I never knew that this is his past life because you have told us today that this is his past life and his past life was basically confirmed. This was alarming, very surprising for us. That how does this happen? Why does this happen? Then I remembered an incident when I was about 13 years old. One of my next door neighbor, a child who was about 9 years old, he used to say that I'm Om Prakash Kodewala, I'm from Pahalganj. And we used to laugh because we were kids, we were just small children. But once in a blue moon, I told my father, I said, oh, that boy is saying all this. What is this? He says, let me talk to him. My father talked to him. Then my father, his father, one more gentleman from the street, and this boy, they had gone to Pahalganj. He recognized the place. He identified his parents, identified his wife, identified his children, and identified his shop. It's all things were impractical. Whatsoever he used to tell was true. But by the age of 13 years to about 30 years of age, in 17, 18 years, we had just forgotten this incident. But when this past life came into picture, then this incident also was memorized. Yes, this happened so and so and so and time. It was very surprising. Then certain more things happened. We had started a nursing home very recently. One of my employees who was working with me, his wife was admitted for about 2 days and she was pregnant. Young lady of about 22 years. Her sister-in-law was combing her hair in the room and suddenly she slapped her. This patient slapped her sister-in-law. I am Ramesh. Where is my stuff? Bring it. Don't you know? My wife was in her chamber. I was away in my clinic in the main market. Then she rushed to the room. So that this lady had a different attitude, different behavior, different expressions. Then she called me immediately. I said, okay, isko compose deo, so jayegi. I gave her an injection of compose and she went to sleep. But when I called that boy, my employee, I said, who is this Ramesh? He says, this is my brother. Now, where is he? He's dead. I said, who's this lady? Then this lady's wife and my brother's wife are sisters, and my brother comes in this lady occasionally. Often. Means the soul of Ramesh is presenting in this party. This was another surprise. This churned me. This disturbed me. That as a doctor, I never believed all this. I never believed all this. How did this come into picture? So these such more incidents happened, which I saw it around me in my clinic, in my nursing home, and around my colony. I found such incidents. So this compelled me to find an answer to this. So what is the answer? So finding an answer, along with that, my colleague Sardarji, who was interested in hypnotism, both of us went to various spiritual organizations here and there in Delhi, various places. We could not get the answers. One fine day, I had gone to Vrindavan and went to see the deities in ISKCON temple. There we meet an American, he was a devotee, and we talked to him about all this. Then he gave us evidences from Shastra, from Bhagavad Gita. This is transmigration of soul. This soul transmigrates from one body to another body. This may present, this absolutely, this naturally occurs in few cases where the dead body has not been taken care of properly and soul has not reached its destination. Anyway, this compelled me gradually to join ISKCON. This was a story, background story I've told you. When I joined ISKCON, I met very serious devotees, senior devotees, and the gurus and all. So one of the gurus he told me, see, you are a doctor by profession. I said, yes. I was about 35 years at that time. You have been teaching in medical college. Yes. Why don't you learn Bhagavad Gita thoroughly and teach here? Lot of preaching is required. Lot of teaching is required. People are ignorant of it. And you can explain very well. We have seen you talking to devotees. Why don't you teach Bhagavad Gita? So this stimulated my desire. Yes, I was teacher of medicine. I taught neurology also. I taught medicine also. So now I must teach Bhagavad Gita. Then I started learning in detail, learning thorough learning, making notes, doing everything. Then in 1997, I started lecturing on Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in various ISKCON temples, in ISKCON centers, in ISKCON preaching groups. I started lecturing. Now, during my this period, it was about 36 years back. I started, and 25 years back, I started lecturing. So one of the main factor was that you have to do austerities. That is tapasya. That is called the third pillar of dharma. I said, no, you have to safeguard it. You have to take care of it. Then how to take care? You have to control your mind. You have to control your mind. So once you control your mind, this means that anything which is stimulating your mind is to be avoided. Anything which stimulates your mind has to be avoided. Then what are things which stimulate? Most common thing was tea. Second thing was coffee. Third was alcohol. Fourth was tobacco. Tobacco chewing, pan or cigarette. Then of course various other things also, like few pulses also, they create all this effect. Mushroom also create all this effect. The idea was that control of mind, and this control of mind is very essential. And Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, Dhyan Yoga means meditating on the Supreme Lord. This is again possible only when you can control your mind. Now, there was a scientific thing. Like once you take lassi, chaach, or curd, it contains gamma aminobutyric acid, which is neuroinhibitory. It inhibits your brain and you feel sleepy. You try, you take lassi, you will feel sleepy. And if you take tea, coffee, chocolates, these are neuroexcitatory. This is scientific evidence. This is neuroexcitatory. Then this excites your brain and you just get awake. Like a child who's studying, like I was studying, I was in medical college. I used to have 15 to 20 cups of coffee or tea every day, rather more than that, because this keeps you awake. This stimulates your mind. This makes you alert. So stimulating the mind will take you away from Krishna, will take you away from your meditation. So people said, Doctor Sahab, aap lecture dete ho. You gave a lecture and you say don't take tea, don't take coffee. But tea and coffee is an essential part of life. We can't live without this. We can't live without this. So give us some substitute. We want to have some substitute. I said, substitute, the market is there. There's a certain herbal teas there and you can take that. No, these herbal teas, they contain tulsi, Ocimum sancta, holy basil. And you know that holy basil is being offered to the Lord, offered in the food also. And we are not supposed to boil it, we're not supposed to take it, so we can't take those teas. I said, then you prepare a tea for us, give it to us. You are a doctor by profession, you can work on this, you can do it nicely. It was a challenge. It was a challenge to me. Then you have to produce it, you have to do it. Then, I'm a doctor by profession, but allopathic, not Ayurvedic. What to do? What do I do? I know there was a big demand for natural herbal products, organic products among general population. Everybody is this is based on our experience. People like all this. Like vegetables we take a herbal, spices we take a herbal, turmeric we take is herbal. Even the pulses we take, lentils we take are also herbal. Means all these things are herbal things and they help to maintain your body. But there are certain herbs which help this. Like you take your food, you add some spices in it. It becomes tasty. It is stomach ache. It improves your stomach function. It improves your gallbladder function. There's so many things are there. So this compelled me that I used to prepare half a kg of tea, just half kg. Make small pouches of 10 grams each. There are 2 spoons or 3 spoons in that. And whenever I lectured, somebody asked me, I said, okay, you take it and try if you can leave tea. So whenever I lectured, I gave them. Then they used to telephone me. Doctor Saab, when are you coming for lecture? I said, I have to go to other temples also. I'll come to you after 1 month. Oh, this tea was only for 10 cups. We are three members in the house. In 3 days, this got finished. Taking once a day. If I take twice a day, in 1 day it is finished. So please give us more. I said, whenever I come, I'll give you. So this compelled me to think about it, that tea consumers, coffee consumers, beverages, they're very, very large consumers action. But again, herbal tea consumer is also picking up market. People are turning towards herbs. And this devotee group who's not taking black tea because it is a stimulating, so they wanted me to make something which is useful for them and which is a substitute to black tea. Then came Janmashtami, 2011. Devotees from a temple, they came to me, Prabhuji, make more tea for us, about 5 kg, and we want to distribute on Janmashtami. I said, I never made such. I made a half a kg, 1 kg, half kg. I never produced 5 kgs. Where to procure herbs, where to go to the market, how to get this done, how to grind it, how to pack it. Everything was because I'm a doctor by profession. I place an order, medicines come. Nurses are using it. I don't have to see that how they are being used. I have to give a prescription. Give this injection, give this medicine, give this injection. Nurses give it. I do not know how they are packed, how they are procured, how they are manufactured. This is absolutely none of my business. This was not my business. What to do? Anyway, I somehow or the other, I arranged everything. And it was about 8 to 9 herbs which I put in this. And a good tea was there and people took it. And on Janmashtami, they sold about 5 kg tea. It was. Then they came forward. Dr. Saab, please make more because people have been asking it. We want to distribute, we want to sell it, and tea is required. It is very delicious, it is very tasty. It doesn't have a very bad taste, but it's a good taste. Then things came to my mind. Yeah, I'm a doctor, my business is separate, I have a nursing home, I have a patient there. But this is a service to the society, this service to my ISKCON temple. Well, let me do it. So then I took a GST number, I took a IC code number, this code, that code, this certificate, that certificate, because I took everything and then I started marketing in a small amounts to various ISKCON temples. And this was that my studied Ayurveda, even today I'm studying, making more of knowledge, getting more of knowledge and how these herbs help. Even my website shows that how these herbs help. Each and every herb detail is there, where it is cultivated, where it is found, what are the chemicals in this, what are the botanical names, what are the common names, and what parts of this are used, and what part in Ayurvedic, what is Rukta, what is Tikta, what is Diksha, and what's all these things, rasas are there. And then what are the uses in modern medicine means, even I remember, for cardiac failure, we used to use digoxin. Digoxin is obtained from a herb. For high blood pressure, we used to use reserpine. Reserpine is also obtained from a herb. Means from certain herbs, allopathic medicines are produced. So this was a vast field, and I found that this is very useful, very, very helpful to me in my life also, because I have myself been taking, my family has been taking, my relations have been taking, my patients have been taking, and I found this is very useful. So this is how I entered this venture. This was not easy for a medical professional running a nursing home to enter into manufacturing herbal tea. This was very surprising. But this surprising has led to this position that this herbal tea is now being produced and being manufactured, and we are planning to market it. Earlier it is going only in ISKCON temples. Now we are planning this should go to Amazon, Flipkart, various places, where it is possible, and in market also, so that people get benefit, because it has got 20 herbs today. Started from 8 herbs. Gradually, it has got 20 herbs, and all herbs are tested.
Right. So,
Yes.
like you were saying that the existing market was huge, but were there any difficulties or challenges you had faced in particular, other than the procurement stuff?
You see, difficulty I have already explained you. That being a doctor, I did not know how to produce the tea. from where to procure it, very difficult, because herbs are available in eastern India, in eastern hills, in northern hills, in northwestern hills, from Kashmir to Meghalaya, the herbs are available. Then how to get them? This was one. Then herbs are available in plains, herbs are available in deserts, herbs are available in south. Lot of herbs are there in south. So procuring from all the places is very difficult. Then we had to find a person that who can work for me, who can work for me, who can procure these herbs from different places. This was a very difficult process. That this was early stage, that when I started this company, Govind Madhav Herbal Tea, that was company which I started. The first thing I found was that from how to get herbs and from where to get herbs. This was one thing. Because quality of herbs is very important. Purity of herbs is very important. And then in certain herbs, roots are required. In certain herbs, the stem is required. In certain herbs, the skin is required. In certain herbs, the small shoots are required. Then leaves are required. Then fruits are required, dry fruits. Then seeds are required. So in certain herbs, you need all the 5 things. In certain herbs, you use 2 things. In certain herbs, you use 3 things. In certain herbs, you use 4 things. In certain herbs, only 1 thing. So the question is that studying all this, it was a big factor, because I had to spare time from my patients. Even today, I'm doing it. I'm seeing my patients also, and I'm finding it difficult that I have to study it and then find that which part of the herb is to be used. Then again, that manufacturing is one. Then manufacturing process, manufacturing place, everything is to be taken care of. Process is to be taken care of, because process is there that herbs do not react with each other. If they react, the purpose is lost. If they react, the composition is lost. They should not react with each other. Washed, not cleaned. After cleaning, then we have to study that if this herb is added to this herb, then this doesn't lose taste, doesn't react with each other. The sanctity is maintained and purity is also maintained. So we have to see that everything is to be in the proper direction and proper process. I had no idea of forming a company. I had absolutely no idea. I started a clinic, I started a nursing home, it was going well. I said, okay, fine, this is my field. That was my field. Making a company, getting all the certificates, getting all the certification, and getting all the licenses, this everything was a difficult process. But to my surprise, devotees helped. The devotees, but the people who are hearing to my lectures on Bhagavad Gita, somebody is working in this office, somebody in that office, somebody somebody is a CA, somebody is a chartered accountant, somebody is an accountant, so somebody is having this business. So, sir, Dr. I will help you. Just give an application, fill up a form and give it to me, I'll get it done. And this is how I got it done. It's without my going to offices, running here and there. I was sitting in my chamber, I was sitting in my nursing home, and every certificate I got there itself. So this reality is there, that at this age, I am having a company, and that company, as I hope, this is going to progress in future.
So I want to know from you that who are your target consumers? Like, is there a particular age group of people who can consume it, or is it from young people to elderly people, all inclusive?
You see, target customers, because the herbs I have added, if you see the herbs I have added, they are having different functions, like rejuvenating, they relieve pain abdomen, the smooth passage of stools, soothing, refreshing, good fragrance, they stimulate the gallbladder, promote flow of bile, they help in controlling diarrhea and vomiting, they help in dyspepsia, they are digestive, they are carminative, they relieve flatulence, they are appetizer. Then apart of this, they are expectorant, they bring out sputum, they act on sinusitis, then hyperacidity in stomach, Shanpushpi and Brahmi are good nervine tonics. They are good for brain, for children, for memory. Then there are certain herbs which improve your mental weakness. They improve your capacity to work. Certain herbs, they improve obesity. Then they are cooling effect. They are good for joint pains, sore throat, hoarseness, asthma. And Arjun Chal is particularly there, that is acting on heart and blood pressure. Means I have tried to add all the herbs in one. That is why from 8 to 20K, so that it is beneficial right from child to old age. So target customers in retail business, in wholesale business. There are two types of businesses. In retail business, my target customers are end users. Maybe a child from 3 years of age to person of 100 years of age. Now a person asks me that a 5-year-old child, how can I use this tea? Children do not take this. How do you use this tea? And it's a challenge. You boil this, because without boiling, it won't come. Because juices are to be extracted only after boiling. You take milk, don't add water, you add herbal tea to it, boil it for 2-3 minutes, add honey or sugar, anything you like, and then you can add a little of ginger also. Cool it down, keep in refrigerator, put it in fridge. Black tea you cannot put in fridge, the taste is lost. But over in this tea, the taste is not lost. It improves taste. Take it out, put it in a mixie, add ice, make shake out of it, and give it to children. Children will love it. They will love it. Adults will also love it. You can add milk. You can make it without milk also. Means boil. You can put ginger. You can put sugar, honey, or pineapple jam also. You can add anything you like, and then you can add a little of lemon drops, lime, nimbu, and then you take it as a kahwa. I take it 3 times a day. I'm a diabetic. I don't take sugar. I don't take honey. Without that, but it's good. Means it helps. So this is that we are trying to approach through e-commerce sites, through WhatsApp groups, that devotees in Krishna consciousness, they can take it because they don't take black tea and coffee. Then of course this has got certain herbs which are antioxidant and which are immunity boosters. And during this corona period, as a consultant of medicine, as a doctor of medicine, I've used this herbal tea to give people to improve their immunity, and give this herbal tea as a cough tea because their cough was also improved. So we have found that this is acting very well. In wholesale business, we want to give it to wholesalers who can market of their own, and we can give it in the packs of 50 grams, 100 grams, 200 grams. And then again, we can give a loose tea. Loose tea means that PP bags, 25 kg, 30 kg to people, those who want to make their own brand. If they have good product, they want to package themselves, their own packing, their own pricing, their own branding, their own brands, and they sell at their own. Choice is theirs. So this is how we want to reach our customers. Through sites, through WhatsApp groups, mouth-to-mouth publicity, and of course, if time permits and resources permit, then keeping it in the market. This all depends upon the future coming days.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you were talking about the future. So I want to know from you, what are the plans you have in mind?
What are the plans? Plans are that manufacturing, number 1, approaching people, number 2, least marketing. First thing is manufacturing. That we have to find the proper herbs from a proper cultivation places. The person who's involved with me, he gets it from proper cultivation places. We get the herbs from there. This is one plan. Second is manufacture it, pack it, and then finding resources that how to put in the market. Maybe on e-commerce sites, maybe in the local market. Like somebody has approached me from Gujarat, somebody from Karnataka. I'm not in a position to supply packed things over there and find a market over there. They said, we have a market, we have our own brands of certain things, but we are finding a good herbal tea. If we can supply us some PP bags, then we will brand our own. I said, okay, fine, you take it from me. For me, see, people should be benefited health-wise. It is good. Like yesterday, the ISKCON devotee had telephoned me from Hyderabad. She was searching on Amazon, could not get it. But then she found, oh, this is made by a devotee, Dr. Devotee. I'll buy it. So I sent it today. Today morning, I dispatched it. One pack of 200 grams. So idea is that we are trying to reach people. Maybe it will take time. Lot of help is required from people. It's not that on me alone can do it. That lot of people should be in help to me. And e-commerce sites, WhatsApp groups, and then plus open market, then wholesalers. All these things will be involved in gradual course of time, and they will be able to market it properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you and both me also know that there are a lot of herbal teas in the market right now, other brands. So, what makes your brand or your product better, or I'll say different from theirs?
You want me to tell you that how my tea is different from them?
Yes.
But you see, there are so many products available in the market. I had gone through a couple of them, not a couple of them, few of them, and I found that there are certain products with limited number of herbs. Limited number of herbs. Now, I say that my products should be chosen because of few important reasons. One reason is that procurement of herbs from the best vendors, from the cultivation sites. So this comes with a purity. Purity. Number two, a proper formulation. The formula is okay, the combination is okay, a proper formulation is there. Then most important thing what I consider is, like in allopathic medicine, I have been taught that is MIC value. That you have to make sure that a person is taking 3 cups a day, the herbs is safe for him. Means in my website, you will find that with every herb, a safety dose is mentioned. Like we say that with this herb, 3 to 5 masha per day is okay. Means 3 to 5 grams is the limit. If somewhere is 1 to 2 grams, somebody is 5 to 7 grams, and somebody is 5 rattis to 10 rattis, means a very small amount. So once I added herbs to it, I considered this safety dose. That it should be in a safe dose so that it doesn't exceed safe dose, so toxic effects are not there. Safe dose is there, so that safety is of prime importance. Safety is of prime importance. Then pros and cons of herb, good effects of herb, bad effects of herb, side effects of herb, good effects of herb. So that is to be considered before making it. Then at the top of it is made by a doctor. And that doctor of allopathic medicine is a postgraduate. He understands the value of medicine. Like I'll give you an example. One day, one medical representative coming to my chamber asked me one thing. Doctor Sahab, मैं आपसे एक question करूँ. I want to ask you one question. Won't you feel bad about it? Please don't feel bad about it. I want to ask you a question. I said, ask me. It's just why I find, I go to various doctors in the town, why I find that a registered medical practitioner who is not a doctor, he's a compounder turned into a doctor. He started practice in a poor area. His number of patients are much more than a qualified doctor with whom I visit. Those doctors who are MD or doctors who are MBBS, their number of patients are less, and these people's number of patients are more. What do you think? What is the difference? I said there's only one difference. A qualified doctor knows the side effects and toxic effects of a medicine, so he gives a safe dose. He limits his doses. He knows what he is giving and why he is giving. A compounder turned doctor doesn't know the safe dose. He doesn't know how much to be given. He gives it. Patient ठीक होना चाहिए, जो मर्जी खिला दे. Means his attitude and our attitude is different. His working, our working is different. That is why allopathic doctor is a qualified doctor. His number of patients is less. General practitioner, I'm talking. General practitioner. And an unqualified doctor, his number of patients are more. Similarly, over here, once you know that a tea is made by a doctor, then patient thinks a doctor is there, he must have considered something. Second example I give you. When I started lecturing, my Guru Maharaj, he told me one thing. Must introduce yourself before lecture. Once you send a message for lecture, must introduce yourself that doctor is speaking on Bhagavad Gita. If doctor is speaking on Bhagavad Gita, then people will be attracted. And it is true. It is true that people are attracted. Why? Because I'm speaking on Bhagavad Gita. They know doctor bol raha hai. Doctor is speaking. Let's hear. Let's hear. So similarly, when a doctor is a postgraduate doctor of allopathic medicine is making tea, then it makes some attraction. People are little attracted. Right? Doctor ne banai bhai. Let us see. And last is that since I know, like we wash our hands, we wear gloves. Whenever we go to operation theatre, we remove our shoes, wear mask. Even mask is today because of Corona. We have been wearing it in operation theatres. While stitching, while operating, we have been wearing masks. We are wearing caps. So these things, they make a quality conscious person. So they know that herbal tea is being produced and quality is not compromised. Means some ethics are maintained, some ethics are sustained so that patients see that the herbal tea, my patients also take, they see, oh, doctor साहब ने बनाई है, फिर तो जरूर पिएंगे. So these things are there that we have to be little careful, and I'm careful about that we get the best things. We get the best things. We procure it from the best sources. Safety dose is concerned. Pros and cons are considered. Made by a doctor. Proper formulation is there. And quality is not compromised. So these things are considered. That is why I think that my product should be chosen by a customer. Maybe cost factor is there. You see, cost factor is there. You can get the same thing in 100 rupees. You can same thing, similar thing in 300 rupees. The point is that how much do you pump in that? I was asking, I was knowing one thing. China product don't use, or bekar, useless. But when my friends had gone to China, businessman friends had gone to China, I asked them, तुम इतना बेकार product वहां से क्यों लाते? Then he answered me one thing. He says in China, they are very clear in their mind. If you say we want a product, one thing, you choose anything. If you want that thing in 100 rupees, they will make according to that. If you want that thing in 500 rupees, they'll make according to that. But thing which is 500 rupees is worth, because that won't give way. That is of the up to date and standards. The thing which is 100 rupees, they are temporary and chalu. They won't be of any use to you. So it is how you pump in money. Similarly, we see that there are certain things available. Like I know, cow ghee is available for 500 rupees a kg, 450 rupees a kg, and it is available for 2400 rupees a kg. Cow hai bhai, ghee hai. But depends upon what process is done, which cow is being used for this, which milk is being used for this, what is the process of manufacturing it, and you get into the market and there are customers to buy it. You may go clothing, you may go apparels, you may go shoes, you may go cosmetics, you can do anything. You'll find a simple nail polish for 20 rupees and 200 rupees also. Choice is yours. Similarly, when we go, the tea cost is there, choice is yours. that you may get a cheap tea for 50 rupees for 50 grams, you may get 150 rupees for 50 grams. You have to choose. If in the competitive market, I say one thing, like I charge 500 rupees as consultation. The doctors near me, they charge 100 rupees and they give medicine also. I don't give. I said choice is yours. You have to see that a person in the competitive market is consulting for 500 rupees. There must be some specialty in that. Some specialty in that. And similarly, a MD medicine in my area is consulting for about 300 or 500 rupees, and a MD in Gangara hospital is charging 1500 rupees. There must be something special. Why do you pay 1500 over there? So similarly, over here, if you are paying more for the tea, there must be something good in that. Something better as compared to that. That is the point that I want to say, that my product should be chosen.
Actually, from the business point of view, are you looking for like taking external funds to expand the business in any way?
You see, as far as external funds are concerned, most welcome. Modalities can be discussed, process can be discussed, MOU can be signed. What do they want? What do I want? This we sit on the table, we decide about all this. Similarly, then the question may come that do I need vendors? Means, do I need funds? You have asked me about funds. So external funds are most welcome, because once external funds are there, then we can capture a brighter market, a bigger place. Now, with the limited funds what I have, limited time what I have, limited resources what I have, my target market is very small. Presently, it is very small. Maybe in gradual course of time, this may grow big. But if the external funds are there, people are there to fund it, people are there to come. I'm not a businessman, to be very frank. Let me tell you, I'm a simple doctor, number one. I'm a simple devotee, number two. Dedicated to Lord Krishna, number three. My knowledge about business is absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. I don't have much of knowledge. Market किया, इतने में सामान आया, पैक किया, इतना खर्चा आया, इतने में दे दो. Means there's nobody in between. See, there's no distributor, there is no wholesaler, there is no profit sharer. Means I procure the things, vendor who collects it, he gives it to me. I employ few people, I pay their salary, they clean it, they do everything, I process it. And after processing, I make it. I don't charge for my processing. अरे भाई कर दिया, कौन सा मैंने ज़्यादा बेचा? It's a limited amount of things I've sold. So it is done, packed and sent. Means I don't have any calculating factors, that how to calculate, what is wastage, what is this, what is that. I have got absolutely no knowledge. But if certain people who are expert in this field, who are expert in marketing, who are expert knowing that this is the cost at which I have got the things, this is the cost in which I have procured the things, and these things are now to be manufactured, packed and then sold. So they are the experts. They know that what margin should be kept, how should we sell it, how should we go into the market. So they are the people to guide. They guide also and they share also. So when they come, and as far as things are concerned, that people who are shareholders, they are also most welcome. The funding people are also most welcome. I don't deny that I don't need funds. They are most welcome. But again, modalities, that what the terms and conditions are there, we will discuss. And what is the progress route? That supposing the funds are there, then how to use those funds and how to progress. That's also challenge. The challenge we have to overcome. But now I'm in the process, because our knowledge of this, and then I'm reading it, studying it. Then we are in the process of marketing few other teas also. I'll tell you about this. I'll tell you all those. Last of all, that I'm in the process of making, in gradual course of time, a cough tea, a ginger tea, a chamomile tea, a diabetic tea, a masala tea, a tulsi tea, a musli tea, hibiscus tea, jasmine tea, slimming tea, antioxidant tea and a high taste tea. This is in my project. So if some people join with me, they join hands, and then maybe in gradual course, every month, every 2 months, we bring out a new product. We bring out a new product. Then collectively we can think that where to market it, how to market it, and I think that is how the company will progress. Things will progress because serving the society, serving the devotees, serving people in general, right from kids to old age, that is the motto. Because herbs have got a lot of effect on people's health. Even we take it our own self, we take it here uh, daily. We take spices daily thing. So this is a very important thing, and one must realize that there's a vast wealth of knowledge available in Ayurveda, Vedic Shastras. Herbal teas, once produced properly, safety dose considered, it is non-intoxicating, excellent substitute to black tea, and there is there is no intoxicating effect like black tea or coffee. Even I've got clients, I've got people who use this my herbal tea as a masala in vegetables and dals. They are using this herbal tea as a masala in their black tea. They are using it that. But again, let's see how we progress. Let's see how we go. Thanks a lot to you.
All right, sir.
Two things. One, the Startup Lane is offering excellent opportunities for new businessmen, new entrepreneurs. Lady who discussed with me, she guided me. Her approach was remarkable. I'm really thankful to her. She has been communicating with me very frequently and very nicely, very humbly, very patiently. I appreciate it. And all this venture by Startup Lanes is very encouraging for a new businessman. This I can put an end. And I'm thankful in this journey to my devotees, my friends who were instrumental in entering this venture. And I'm also thankful to your team, Startup Lanes, that they have given me this opportunity to talk to you, to present with you, and discuss my venture, my herbal tea, my experiences, and really thankful to you for all this. I hope that this is going to help, not you, but me. I would say this is going to help me a lot. And then let us see that how do we reach social marketing. We'll take guidance from you.
All
Take
right.
guidance from you.
Thank you for coming to our platform and sharing your views about the world and the business as well. It's my pleasure and my team's pleasure.
So nice of you, madam. So nice of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.